Welcome. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a client acquisition system that top agencies are using to consistently land high-intent clients. Now, this isn't just some theory. This is a proven playbook for finding businesses that are ready to buy, like right now.
Okay, let's just dive right into the core of the problem, shall we? For most agencies, the struggle isn't a lack of skill, it's that their acquisition process is completely broken. They get stuck in this, frustrating cycle of cold outreach and just random prospecting. It feels like you're hunting in the dark. It's inefficient, it's demoralizing, and frankly, it just doesn't work.
And this is where things get really interesting. It's all about a fundamental shift in approach. You see, while most agencies are out there chasing random businesses with these generic copy-paste pitches, the elite agencies, they do something totally different. They don't hunt. Instead, they look for specific, visible signals in the market, these little clues that scream, hey, this business is actively looking for help and is ready to invest.
Really, this all boils down to one simple idea: finding businesses at the exact moment they need you the most. And that brings us to our first, and you could argue the most powerful, high-intense signal out there: a brand new business launch. Think about it. These are, hands down, the highest converting leads you will ever find. Why? Because a business owner who's in setup mode is already motivated. They know they need a website. They know they need to find their first customers. They are actively looking for solutions to get visible from day one. You're not trying to create a need here. You are simply fulfilling one that already exists. It's a game changer.
And this is not guesswork, not at all. Here is the exact three-step process this model uses to systematically turn these new launches into paying clients. First, you identify them. You're monitoring new business directories, you're watching local map listings. Then, you run a quick analysis. Does it have a website? Is the branding a little weak? Is there any kind of plan to actually get customers? And finally, the approach. This is crucial. It's not about selling. It's about offering to help them build a strong digital foundation for their success.
All right, let's move on to our next signal. And you'll see how these start to build on each other. This one's all about finding businesses that are already spending money on marketing, but are basically just lighting that money on fire. Now, this signal is incredibly powerful because the business has already proven that they're willing to invest in marketing. The budget is there. The desire for results is absolutely there. The only thing that's missing is an effective strategy. And that is exactly where you come in. They're probably working with a weak agency or, trying to DIY it, and it's just not working out. So the process here is to get out there and actively analyze ads you see running on social media and on Google. You're looking for specific glaring flaws. Maybe the ad creative is just terrible, or the landing page is broken on mobile, which is a huge one, or maybe the call to action is just confusing. Then your approach is to offer a few high-value, specific improvements. You see what that does? It instantly shifts the conversation from a generic sales pitch to a really valuable strategy session. You become a problem solver, not just another salesperson. And this leads us perfectly into our third signal, which is often the fastest path to a new client because it's tied directly to lost revenue. We call this the conversion gap. This is all about finding a direct leak in a business's revenue stream. We're talking about businesses that have done the really hard work of building an audience, getting attention, but they have no effective system in place to turn all that attention into actual paying customers. It's a huge missed opportunity. And you know what? These gaps are literally everywhere once you start looking for them. Just think of a local hairstylist with thousands of super engaged Instagram followers, but every single booking has to be done through this clunky back and forth in the DMs. I mean, they're leaving a massive amount of money on the table. Other classic examples are just no clear way to capture leads, or you can't even figure out what services they offer. The real key here is all about how you frame your solution. When you approach a business and you can clearly say, hey, your social media presence is fantastic, but you are losing X number of clients every single week because there's no online booking system. Well, your service is no longer a cost. It becomes a direct investment in fixing a revenue leak. And believe me, that is a conversation every single business owner wants to have. Okay, so let's put it all together. Let's see how these three signals combine to create a powerful, predictable client acquisition machine that you can use over and over and over again. So here's the complete model right here. See, it's not about luck. It's not about waiting for referrals. It's a structured process. You pick an industry, you analyze businesses within that industry for one of these three signals, you diagnose their core problem, and then you approach them with a clear, specific solution.
It's systematic, and most importantly, it is repeatable.
Look, if you only take one single thing away from this today, please let it be this. This mindset shift is the entire secret. Business owners do not want to buy marketing. They want to buy results. They want to solve problems. They want to capture the revenue they know deep down they're missing out on. So your true value as an agency isn't really in your ability to run great ads or build pretty websites. It's in your ability to act like a consultant, to spot these opportunities and present clear, actionable solutions. When you focus on the problems that businesses are already painfully aware of, client acquisition becomes so much easier.
So this really leaves you with a final question to think about. Are you still out there, hunting in the dark, sending those random emails and just hoping for the best? Or are you ready to become an architect, to build a structured, signal-based system that consistently brings high-intent clients right to your door? Because that choice makes all the difference.